Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true.
Mark X driver involved in fatal Trelawney accident on the run. The Trelawney police are trying to locate the driver of the Toyota Mark X motor car who reportedly fled the scene after an accident which left 30-year-old hotel worker Janiqua Johnson dead and 2 other persons injured Sunday morning. Reports were that Johnson, who was of a bought-up Alberton Trelawney address, was on her way to work in a white Toyota Mark X motor car with registration number 8253KP. While traveling along the Hyde Hall main road in the parish, the driver was attempting to negotiate a corner when he lost control of the vehicle, which plunged into a ditch. 3 occupants of the vehicle sustained injuries and were taken to the Falmouth Public General Hospital, where Johnson was pronounced dead. The condition of one of the 2 individuals hospitalized is considered serious. The Trelawney police are investigating. 2 men gunned down moments apart in St. Anne. 2 men were shot and killed moments apart in Silver Heights, St. Anne's Bay in St. Anne on Sunday morning. The deceased are 37-year-old Tyrone Duffus, a laborer, and 40-year-old O.J. Grant, otherwise called Rooster, an electrician, both of Silver Heights addresses. According to police reports, around 12:05 a.m., Duffus was at a shop in the community when he was pounced upon by a gunman who shot him several times. Lawmen say the gunman then went to Grant's home in close proximity to the shop, kicked open his door and opened fire at him. The police were called to both scenes of the crime. Duffus and Grant were taken to hospital where they were pronounced dead. Police are yet to establish a motive for the killing. JTA president says recent attack on BB Coke student indicates Jamaica's misguided value system. President of the Jamaica Teachers Association, Leighton Johnson, says the recent attack on a lower school student at BB Coke High School in St. Elizabeth is an indication of the country's misguided value system. He points to the dunce culture, which he says has been allowed to take root in the psyche of Jamaicans. He says this culture has led to behaviors that are causing fear in various school communities across the island. The 14-year-old injured BB Coke male student underwent additional tests and more detailed medical assessment at the University Hospital of the West Indies. The boy had been transferred from the Mandeville Regional Hospital on September 30, as it was reported that equipment used for the CAT scans were not functioning. The incident on Thursday reportedly stemmed from the younger boy stepping on the older boy's Clark shoes. The injured boy was taken to a doctor by his schoolmates.
We have allowed the acquisition of material possessions to be viewed as the ultimate means of validation for success. School administrators know very well that in many instances, students are distracted by fashion and fads, and the maintenance of these fashions and fads lead to students displaying behaviors that are disruptive, disgraceful, disrespectful, and violent. The shoes, the bags, the hairstyles, and the various alterations done to school uniforms are viewed as sacrosanct by some students. Teachers and other students are fearful of these individuals who use the acquisition of these shoes and bags and being in this fashion as a statement to indicate a group, a syndicate, or a gang that they are a part of. It is based on these experiences why school administrators have engaged the process of implementing rules that seek to prevent these negative cultural practices that can lead to violent behaviors from taking root in their schools, and to ensure that our schools remain safe spaces.
Former accused of attempting to smuggle ganja into Black River lockup charge. A woman was arrested and charged after she reportedly attempted to smuggle ganja into the Black River lockup on Saturday. Charged with possession and dealing in ganja is 30-year-old Sharon Barrett, a former of Mountainside, St. Elizabeth. Information received is that Barrett went to the police station to visit a prisoner at the lockups and had several bags of chips and other food items. Checks were made and 81 sticks of ganja were found disguised in the products. Barrett was taken into custody and subsequently charged. She is scheduled to appear before the court on Wednesday, October 4. St. Elizabeth Police recovered stolen goats. The police in St. Elizabeth have recovered 3 stolen goats in Providence District and have returned them to their owners. An operation was launched after reports were received about the missing goats. The police say timely intelligence and quick action led to the recovery of the animals. The police noted that there have been increased efforts to crack down on predator larceny in the parish. Residents are urged to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activities to the authorities promptly. Police concerned about steep increase in cases of rape in St. Mary. The St. Mary Police is expressing concern about an increase in the incidence of rape in that parish. Acting Superintendent Kenneth Francis, commanding officer for the St. Mary Police, has revealed that there have been 19 reported cases of rape this year so far, in contrast to 3 for the corresponding period last year. He said the increase was observed over the summer months, with young children being among the victims. Superintendent Francis is encouraging those who know to report all cases of rape and sexual assault to the police. Potential donors should work with NET to ensure smooth distribution of donations to students or schools, stated Favor Williams. People interested in making donations to the education sector are being advised to coordinate with the National Education Trust NET to ensure the proper allocation of those resources. The NET is the executing agency for the government's strategic objectives in enabling and maintaining investments in education. Education Minister Favor Williams noted that Jamaicans have a civic duty to respond to the challenges and assist in transforming the nation's education system.
Today's handover of these 4 Samsung tablets with covers and screen protectors is a perfect way to demonstrate the sharing of a common goal in national development. In this regard, as we thank you for continuing to support the education of our children, I remind all potential and interested donors to coordinate your efforts through the National Education Trust NET. They have the responsibility to keep a record of donations and to ensure there is no doubling up of donations to any one student. The ministry is committed to ensuring that our children have access to the resources necessary to acquire the skills needed for the 21st century. As you know, ICT in education is therefore one of the principal areas of concern or of focus as we build out and implement the transformation of education.
Suspected car stealing ring uncovered in Clarendon. The Clarendon police are advising the public to safeguard their motor vehicles as best as possible. This after 2 cars were discovered during an operation in the Portland Cottage community in the parish on Tuesday. One of the vehicles, a Toyota Axio, was scrapped while a Toyota Land Cruiser Parado was found covered in bushes. Clifton Green, Deputy Superintendent in charge of criminal investigations in the Clarendon Division, said one of the vehicles found was reportedly stolen by its owner. On Tuesday, September 26 at about 3 p.m., a team of police officers ventured into bushes in the Portland Cottage community whilst conducting investigations into stolen vehicles. The police found 1 scrapped Toyota Axio motor car and 1 Toyota Land Cruiser Prado covered in bushes without registration plates affixed. He stated, "These vehicles are subject to continued investigations. I just want to appeal to the members of the public to safeguard as best as possible their property using the technology properly sourced and applied by reputable companies," DSP Green continued. They should also take care when leaving vehicles unattended at mechanics, car washes, and so on. Protect your property.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification